Um, Hello, everybody. My name is Jose Romero. I am a reference librarian here at the library. I also do programming. I also do outreach here in the community. Um, I think this program here, especially now with the pandemic, is something that we truly need in our lives. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of tension. And I feel that this is a worthy program for the community. And so I will leave it to Millie Reed to present this particular program. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Hi, everybody. My name is Millie Reed, and I'm a resident of West Orange, New Jersey. I've been a resident of West Orange for 29 years. And I'm going to ask the following before we get started. So if you have any questions, please ask the questions in the chat, okay? And also, I'd like to know if everyone here speaks English, or is there someone who doesn't speak English at all? Si hay alguien que no habla español, por favor, déjenme saber ahora en el chat, okay? So I guess everyone on here is English is good, all right? So I guess we'll do it in English because everyone is okay with the English. Okay, great. All right. Well, welcome to my Feng Shui presentation. All right. And I think that it's going to be a new experience for me because this is the first time that I do the Zoom. So please bear with me. I have notes that I'm referring to, and I want to refer to them because I want to leave you with as much information as possible during this presentation so that you have an understanding of what Feng Shui really is, and you have a beginning understanding of its most potent tool, which is the Bagua, okay? So I'm going to go to the presentation. And what is Feng Shui? All right. So literally, the word Feng Shui in Chinese means wind and water. And the reason that they have chosen those two words to represent this philosophy, this area of knowledge, is because those are the two most powerful energies, most powerful forces on the planet. All right. Everything revolves around these two forces. And exactly what is Feng Shui beyond that definition? Well, Feng Shui is an accumulation of knowledge that has been done over 4,000 to 5,000 years by the Chinese. They've observed nature. They've written down what they have learned from nature. And through that, they have developed formulas. They have developed an understanding of the universal laws because the laws of nature do not change. So it's an accumulation of observed events about nature and also the accumulated scientific knowledge of our planet that lead us to discover the universal laws of nature. And these universal laws of nature not only apply to the earth, they apply throughout the universe, all right? And I am certified in Feng Shui in the Pyramid School of Feng Shui by the Feng Shui Institute of America. And they are the last of the 6 basic schools of Feng Shui that have come into existence. They're very different from the other schools because they are scientifically based. They want to understand why it is that we connect with nature and what are the scientific principles that determine that. So It includes almost all the sciences, but one of the most important sciences is environmental psychology. You know, how we react to our environment and why our environment evokes that reaction in us, okay? So their definition of Feng Shui is the manner in which we connect with our environment, how we balance our lives and create the vitality in our lives by incorporating intentional design. And simply put, this is my opinion. I put it simply, you're creating balance in your life by designing your immediate environment intentionally, okay? So this was the Spanish presentation. Now we're going to the Bagua. So pyramid Feng Shui Bagua is, I told you that in Feng Shui, there is a tool called the Bagua. And the Bagua is an 8-sided octagon. It refers to all the areas of your life. So it's sort of a map of your entire life, the different categories, all right? In pyramid Feng Shui, we extend those areas in the Bagua to incorporate a more comprehensive way of your zones of life. So this is what it looks like. If you see this simple sketch that I have put up, it has 9 different boxes. It's equally divided into 9 areas, which I call the zone areas, all right? Life zones. So at the bottom, you see the front door align. I'll tell you what that means in a minute. At the bottom, if you go across, you have wisdom on the left, you have self in the middle, you have compassion on the right. Up 1 from there is the community on the left, health in the middle, descendants on the right. At the top left, you have empowerment. If you go across, you have future, and then you have relationships. What this means is the following. This is how Feng Shui has organized its knowledge so that it is a simpler way of seeing all the areas, all the zones of your life and how they are affected by your environment. So how do you know what is affecting you? Well, if you see there the front door alignment, all right? Let's say that you make a copy of this and you hold it in your hands, and right there where I have front door alignment, when you look at your home, when you enter your home, this is how you will lay this. If you have a map of your home, you would put self at the front door, okay? Always at the front door, okay? In classical Feng Shui, they use directionals, the cardinal points like north, south, east, and west. And if your door faces south, then you put that self on the south side, okay? That's a little more complicated and you need a lot more experience to deal with it. So I chose the simpler one, which it was developed by the Black Hat Sect School. And the Pyramid Feng Shui just expanded it, as I said before. So I want to take a moment here to take a look at each of these boxes. If we start on the bottom right-hand corner, you see compassion. If you were to put this on your front door, when you would come in, your foyer, your entrance, that's where your self would be. The room on the right would represent compassion, all right? Compassion means a lot of different things, okay? It means help that you get from someone, whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, whether it's in education, whether it's someone helping you to resolve a problem. So here are your mentors, this is where you would pay attention to your life. If you are having problems in these areas, this is the area of your house that you have to pay attention to, all right? So your mentors are people that help you. They advise you. Your friends are people that help you. After all, you've chosen them because you have something in common with them, right? So there is some kind of connection there between the two of you. Benefactors, all right? The benefactors, this is the area to look to. Persistence, also, keeping at it and continuing to work towards a goal. This is the area that would affect that in your life. And travel. If you want to travel anywhere, this is the area in your house that you have to look to in order to support that goal. All right. What do I mean by that? I mean the following. A lot of people have asked me, well, I read this book on Feng Shui, and I looked at this corner and I noticed that I had this statue there that really didn't appeal to me and it wasn't helping me, and I removed it. And I say, well, did you declutter that area? Did you declutter that room? Did you clean it? Did you open up the windows? Did you air it out? Do you have enough illumination? And they say, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, first of all, nothing is going to work if you do not have the area clean, if you do not have it clean of dust. It may look clean, but in the corners, there may be accumulated dust. All of that you have to clean. So my recommendation before you start doing anything is that, first of all, you clean the space. You declutter first. And I know that's very difficult for a lot of people because you're living in that space and you don't see it as cluttered, all right? So my advice is to look at it for the first time as if you are a person that has never entered into that room before, and look at the clutter. If you have books piled up, if you have throws anywhere, take all of that and declutter, get rid of what you're not using. Get rid of anything that is not working properly, anything that is broken. Don't accumulate things that, I'm going to need this for later. You get rid of all of that. Then after you get rid of all of that, you clean the space thoroughly, all right, of all the dust. Then you organize what you have there intentionally. What do I mean by that? You organize it according to whatever goal it is that you want to accomplish. For example, if in this corner of compassion, you want to resolve a problem that you have in life, and you don't know how you're going to resolve it. Well, this is the corner that you look towards helpful people, all right? You make sure that you put in this place something that represents whatever it is you are having a problem with that you want to resolve. And all you do is you put it there and you say, please bring me the person that will help me resolve this problem. You clean the space, you light a candle, you say that is your intention. You meditate on it for a couple of minutes. Then you turn the candle off, make sure that the space is clean and that intention remains there, and you go about your day, all right? It's not about constantly thinking, oh my God, how am I going to resolve this? Oh my God, oh my God. I just want to remind you that as you have a place cluttered, so is your mind. And your mind retains that subconsciously, even if you don't know it. How many of you are familiar with Marie Kondo? Have you heard about Marie Kondo? Oh, she's very, very familiar now. She's a Japanese woman who uses Feng Shui. She doesn't call it Feng Shui, but she uses Feng Shui to teach people how to declutter. And one of the things that she does is that she tells you, get rid of things that you haven't used, but before you get rid of them, look at them and really think about whether or not you're going to use it. And if you're not going to use it, bless it, thank it for the enjoyment that it has given you in life, fold it, and put it away, give it to someone that can use it. And that's how you get rid of things that you haven't been using in a while. So Marie Kondo is very popular right now. It's very trendy. And people don't understand that she does use Feng Shui. So after you clean and organize, when you look at the room, it should spark joy. If it doesn't spark joy, it is not decluttered yet. Yes, very important. Very important. This is Feng Shui is part of our nature, and people don't understand that, because decisions that you make are Feng Shui decisions, because every time that you make a decision, the decision is for you to feel comfortable. You can't make a decision that is going to make you uncomfortable. So, for example, you come into the room, and if you can say, oh my goodness, I feel so good, that sparks joy, and that is your personal Feng Shui. All right. And what do I mean by personal Feng Shui? By personal Feng Shui, I mean that every person reacts to their environment differently. So no two people think the same, act the same, and feel the same. So Feng Shui will be different for everyone. All right. So this is one of the examples. If you want to travel, we're talking about compassion here, helpful people. If you want to travel, one of the things that you can do is, after you've cleaned, after you've reorganized, all right, after you've decluttered, you can put a map or a globe or a book regarding the country or the place that you want to visit in that compassionate area, in that helpful people travel area. Excuse me. Excuse me. I've been asked a question, if remodeling a kitchen, would that be compassion? Remember I told you that this pyramid Feng Shui bagua, this bagua, you can just print it and take it, and as you enter any room, you place it over the room. You have like a map of the room, and you place it over the room. Any place can be Feng Shuied. Every place that can be Feng Shuied can be divided into these 9 areas. The person that asked about the kitchen, you just take this bagua, you superimpose it over the plan of your kitchen, and you will find the area where your compassion segment, zone of the kitchen is. And kitchens and bedrooms are important places for Feng Shui, because the kitchen is where you nourish the body and your family. So the kitchen is where you nourish the body. The kitchen is where you show your love for your family, because you're cooking for your family. The kitchen is where you create the health of your family based on what you do in the kitchen, how you cook, what you cook, how you serve, etc. All right. So yes, compassion can be very important in the kitchen, but if you identify the area of your kitchen where compassion is, that's where you have to concentrate. See what you have there, declutter, clean, make sure that everything is accessible, that when you try to reach for something, other things are not in the way and all, they break down or they fall down and they move, because then that's not good feng shui. All right. So let's take a look. We usually start at the bottom right, which is compassion, and then we go around self. And that has to do with your personal being, your career, your flow of life, your life journey, what you have chosen to do in life, all right? Your profession, the choices that you make in life, all right? Then as you go to the left, it's wisdom. And wisdom has to do with knowledge, not only what you learn, but how you learn it, your intuition, because everyone has intuition, the way that you think, how you formulate your opinions, meditation, and contemplation. Then as you go up, you will see community. Community is a large area which includes not only your family, it includes ancestors, it includes your elders, it includes the community, your neighborhood where you live, the greater community, your town, then the state, then the country, and eventually the entire world. So this community really encompasses all human beings, but you start with your core family and you spread out from there. And it also addresses the health of the community, all right? Then as you go up to the upper left-hand corner is one of the most important parts for a person that is looking to develop themselves, not just as a career, but more spiritually and wealth-wise. This is what Pyramid Feng Shui calls empowerment corner, and it deals with prosperity, it deals with wealth, it deals with intention, and it deals with blessings. And like I said, if you put this map over the room, that far left-hand corner is the corner for empowerment. And that's what you have to look at if you're having problems financially. If you are having problems with prospering, you think that you've been stuck at a certain level and you haven't been able to move, all right? Whether it's money-wise, whether it's spiritually, whether it's physically, whether it's in your hobbies, interests, art, whatever it may be, all right? That is the corner that you would look to. Also, blessings. This is the corner where you have to acknowledge what blessings you have in life, what blessings you have received, all right? What you consider blessings, because anything that comes your way could be a blessing. Even problems may be a blessing because that gives you an opportunity to be challenged and to figure out where you have to go from there. And if you're going to extend your knowledge, whether you are going to learn your lesson. And the other part of of prosperity is, what is it that you define as prosperity? It's not just about money, all right? It's about abundance, not just money. It could be having people around you that support you, and that's abundance, all right? knowing that you have people there, that you have family, and that will be part of your blessings. Then you have the future, which is your fame and reputation. All right. How do you want to be seen in the community, in the world? You know, your reputation. You have relationships on the right, and that's all types. Marriage, you know, familial relationships, friendships, professional relationships. That's the corner that you would look at. And descendants is not just children, is your creativity, your legacy. And in the middle, we have health, physical, mental, spiritual wholeness. All right. So today I wanted to concentrate on the compassion. And I think that each of these areas are encompassing a whole lot more, have a lot of other segments, but I just wanted to make it as simple as possible. All right. So this is in Spanish, and I want you to see the Bagua in a different way. Each of those boxes have zones of life, have a color that pertain to them. So you can see the colors here and another version of the Bagua. When you look into books and you read about the Bagua, a lot of different practitioners will have it presented in many different ways. So this is another way that you will see it, but it still has the colors that correspond to the Baguas and the basic zones of life. And this is a more stylized look at the Bagua. For those of you that would rather have a picture that would immediately bring to mind what that corner or what that zone of life is. You have the wealth bag for money, for blessings. You have fame, marriage, children, helpful people, career, well-being, family, knowledge, and self-cultivation. Okay, so I also have here two books that this book is written in English and Spanish. Move Your Stuff, Change Your Life. This really explains the Bagua in very good detail and very simple and very enjoyable. So this is one of the books that I recommend. And the other is The Power of Place. This one is a rather intense understanding of how we are connected to our environment, our space, and how we react to it and why. So those are the two books that I recommend for now. Okay. Are there any questions?
Yes, I have a question on how can I obtain more money? I mean, it's just the truth.
Okay, one of the things that you have to confront first is how we have been socialized to think about money. Do we think about money as something positive or negative? Do we think about money as an evil? You know, how do we think about money? First of all, you have to get rid of the negative socialization aspects of money and understand that abundance and money, there's enough for everybody in this world. So you have to get rid of that, and you have to get rid of the fear, because it is all based on the way that we have been socialized to think about money is based on fear and scarcity, you know, and lack. All right. Oh, I need money for this. I need. When we say I need, I wish I had, or I can't afford, all those words go out to the universe. And there's a saying, you know, what you throw out into the universe comes back to you. tenfold. You don't realize that you're putting out negative stuff. So instead of saying I need, or I can't afford, I lack, one of the things that you need to do is get rid of all those negative thoughts and meditate on just abundance, you know, that you are a magnet of abundance, that you are ready to receive, all right? That you are willing to receive, and that you will use it for your higher good and the higher good of others, all right? And the remedies, each one of these areas that I showed you in the Bagua, each of those areas can be addressed with remedies, all right? So the remedy for you would be in the Bagua of empowerment. That's the wealth area. In that area, you would put something that to you means abundance, all right? For example, if you buy a lottery ticket, put it in a red envelope because that gives it energy, and put it in that corner and say, you know, I'm putting you there, and I'm open to receive you whenever you are ready, when the universe is ready, all right? That corner corresponds to the color purple. If you have a piece of amethyst, you can put it in that corner. Make sure that you clean it and you clear it, all right, before you put it there. And when you put it there, then you are giving that corner some kind of strength, activation. And underneath it, you can put your intention, you know. I am ready to receive money. Um, I am a magnet of money. I will use it for my higher good. I will use it for the higher good of others, you know. We need to reprogram our thinking about money to think about it as a tool, just like we use a pencil or a computer, all right? You can write an affirmation. So think about what affirmations you would like to write there. They have to be positive. Everything has to be positive, because remember what I said, what you throw out into the world, your words are carried out to the universe, and you make it happen. That's an intention, okay? Another question? Did I answer your question, Jose?
Yes, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay, anybody else?
Get yourself an amethyst, Jose.
Yes, I'll be looking for one.
Okay.
Didi, you have a question?
Do I have a question?
No, I was talking to my Didi. I know she has a question.
Mute.
Can't hear you.
Take it off mute on the top.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Mhm.
That's very interesting. I had a long time ago, about 40 something plus years ago. You remember having like a little class in college about this topic? And they talked more about the yin and yang and the elements and this and that. And it does make sense, you know, when you look at it, you know, with one area helps the other, you know?
Absolutely. Yin and Yang is a concept of Feng Shui, and the elements are 5 different elements
5, yeah.
that need to be addressed also. That's another
That's
whole
another-
thing that I can do, because it's very important to know about that. But Yin and Yang is the balance of nature, of the universe,
Mhm.
all right? Everything has a balance, all right? People think of things as masculine and feminine, especially in Spanish, when the language is controlled by that. Everything is either masculine or feminine. And in English, you have 3 genders. You have she, he, and it, all right? So when you look at the universe, everything in the universe has a male and a female counterpart. All the plants. The plants couldn't exist if they didn't have a counterpart. They just wouldn't grow, it just wouldn't happen. They have to be pollinized. And what does that mean? It has to have a male and female part, all right? Everything is male and female. In Feng Shui, when you see the yin and yang, it's like a teardrop and an upside down teardrop, black and white. And in Feng Shui, you have to look carefully and make sure that the true yin and yang is one that has a small circle. On the white part, it has a black circle, a small circle, and on the black part, it has a white circle. Black is the male energy, white is the female energy. But every gender has a little of the opposite gender in them, in nature. So that's what that means. A balance of the universe. There couldn't be a masculine without a feminine. There couldn't be a feminine without a masculine. Okay?
Yeah.
Another question?
I just want to say, oops, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening. Was that Amanda?
Yes, Millie, I just wanted to thank you. This is such a terrific, terrific workshop. It is so practical. It gives you, and the slides that you shared with colors and corners in a room, especially now that we're spending so much time indoors. I think it's a wonderful perspective to take your things and move them around. And it gives you now an understanding of how you can shuffle things around in a room so that you're happier for it. So I think your presentation was spot on, very nice for lay people like me. I made my little drawing, there we go. But I loved it. I think it's terrific. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. That's so nice of you. You're welcome. I also want to address something, like I said, Pyramid Feng Shui, the school that I am certified in, uses all the different disciplines, psychology, sociology, all the different environmental psychology, etc. And I just want to leave you with something very concrete. If you really want to have optimal results, then you need a professional, okay? Because anybody can pick up a book and try some of the remedies, cures, recommendations, but they're not really reading the space with the eyes of a professional, that they can see and feel what you can't see and feel, even though you've been living in that space, all right? And one of the things that you can use immediately is everybody has a desk, right? So you take this bagua, you place it over your desk, and you find out where it is that you should have your phone, where you should have your computer, where you should have your light. What is it that you have on the desk that is impeding your thoughts, that is keeping you from having a clear mind to work efficiently, all right? So that would be my suggestion, all right? You can put this bagua over your desk and practice on that desk, reading all the different life zones, and divide your desk into these 9 areas. First of all, declutter it, clean it, and then set your desk intentionally. What is it that you want to accomplish at that desk? Okay?
Millie, I'd like to input one more time. My mother, who, passed, and she had, on Saturday mornings, again, she would sleep a little bit, but her day was really filled with making sure that by the evening, the house was clean. And I always felt after, blaring music all day, doing the wash, that there was when you were allowed to come back in the evening, that I felt like the house always had a different feeling to it. It just seemed like it was clear and clean, and it just removed everything from the house. And I don't know if my mother studied anything, and my auntie is here to state that, but
Yeah.
Okay,
I
let me tell you what happened there. All right. When you declutter, when you clean, when you move things around, you change the energy flow. Okay. What is energy? All right. We're all energy, all of us. Every living thing is energy, and you cannot destroy energy. All right. It just goes into different forms. So when you come into a room, there should be a path for you to walk, right? Every room that you come into, all of you, right? You have a path that you walk by. Well, think about the energy that comes into that room. When you open the door, that door sort of creates like a vacuum and pulls air, even though you may not feel it. So I'm giving you sort of like something to think about, a visual of energy. Let's think of the energy as the wind. And remember, Feng Shui is wind and water. So when you open the door, it sort of creates a vacuum. It pulls energy. You enter the room, and that energy enters into that room. And it will go throughout the entire room. All right? So if there is clutter, it'll stop the energy. If there is dirt, dust, it'll just fall right there, all right? It won't travel further. And it stagnates. So when you clean a room and you open up windows, all right, you are telling the energy, bad energy, stagnant energy, out you go, in comes new and clean energy. So when you enter a room that has been cleaned, you will feel it, you will smell it, you will have a reaction to it, all right? And that's what happens naturally. Remember I said we do things naturally, and that's the Feng Shui way. Anything that is comfortable is your personal Feng Shui, all right? The other thing that I want to bring up is clearing a room when you have guests, okay? And what do I mean by that? When you have guests over to your home, everybody has their own energy that they bring with them, all right?
Mhm.
So when they leave your home, let's say that some people may have negative energy, all right? A lot of people may not feel it, but some people, the more spiritual you become, the more in tune with energy you will be, and you will feel it. You will feel, oh my goodness, I get a headache when this person is near me. Oh, I just feel uncomfortable being in this person's presence. That's negative energy that that person has. So when people like that come into your home, my suggestion, and I always do it, is after people have left, I clear my house, I open up the windows, I do the sage, incense, and I ask the universe, bless this home, all right? And all that negative energy is gone, all right? So renewing energy in a room is simple. It's just a matter of getting into the habit of doing it, all right? One of the things that you can do is, if you have bells also, on a daily basis, you walk around the room and you ring the bell, because a bell puts out this sound that moves energy, okay?
Hmm.
Any other questions?
Oh, God.
Good to know.
I think Cheryl has a question.
I'm sorry?
Cheryl.
Hi.
Carol, yes.
About the front door align, I have
Yes.
a room actually behind me. It's a loft area, and I'm
Yes.
in the process of redoing it because during the pandemic, my husband is now working from home, so he had to take over a different room. So I have two entrances to the room, one from the hallway coming up the stairs, one from the bedroom. Would the front
Okay.
door align be from the hallway?
The front door align would be the entrance that you use the most for that room. Okay?
Okay.
Another question, anybody? Okay, let me just tell you about clearing
I
energy.
think
Amy, I'll be with you in a minute.
Sure.
When I come home, I've always done this, and it was intuitively. You know, when I used to teach, and I would come across, you know, hundreds of kids and adults every day, and I had my children at home. I'd come home, and the first thing that I would do was change my clothes, wash my hands, clear myself before touching my children. And I found that I would have renewed energy to deal with my children. If I didn't do that, I'd feel so weighed down. All right. So residual energy, it stays on you until you clear it. Amy?
Well, I just wanted to say that I thought the idea of concentrating on a desk was really spot on, because that seems something I could accomplish and made me feel, you know, okay, good. I can't declutter my whole house in a short time, but I could start with the desk. And so I really appreciated that. That was very good.
If
Thank
you would like, you can direct message me and I will send you a photograph of a desk with suggestions of what should be in each of these areas. And you just take it from there and do your own feng shui on your desk, okay?
That's great. Yeah, thank you. It's good.
Anybody else? Any questions?
I don't have questions. Say hello to Lola for me.
I shall. Okay. I would like to get more in depth agua in each of the areas and give you examples of how they work, because this is just a general overview and there's so much more to it, but I just want to make it as simple as possible. Okay.
Right.
Let me look at my notes for a minute. I'm sorry. Okay, I just want to let everyone know that you could share this workshop. It's going to be recorded. The West Orange Public Library is going to be putting it on YouTube. All right. So Jose, would you like to tell everyone about that?
Yes. Since the pandemic, we are utilizing different tools to our patrons in our community. And one of the tools that we're using is YouTube. This presentation, and Millie has been very nice and forthright about doing a 9-week program on the different stages of the of Feng Shui.
Feng Shui.
Feng Shui, I'm sorry.
The Bagua, it's basically the Bagua and
Yes.
all the 9 zones of life.
Yes, so we will be also recording those particular programs, and they will be uploaded onto YouTube, West Orange Public Library.
Any other questions? Okay, I would like to thank everyone. It warms my heart to know that people really want to know about this because it's one of my passions. And I have been practicing it for over 20 years. I'm presently trying to write a book on Feng Shui. And hopefully I'll be able to share that with you when that's done. Okay? So thank you so much for becoming part of this, for participating. And remember, to look at it again, the recording, share it with your friends, and just direct message me with any questions. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so
Really
much,
great
Billy.
work.
Thank
This was
you.
very
great.
much.
Thank
This
you.
was great.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. That's it.
Okay.